Welcome, man.
Thank you.
Hell
Glad to be
yeah.
on here.
Yeah, me too, man. I was excited to see you sign up on the website. Man, that's so convenient. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Anything make the process go smoother. I'm all about that.
Hell yeah. When I first set it up, I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna get people to start using it. I'll just start talking about it on the podcast,
Right.
and if somebody hears it, maybe they can just go there and see. And and it started working out well. It's so much easier, especially with people in different time zones,
Yeah.
because I think you're on Central Time.
Yeah. I'm the same state as May Deadshot Mike. So we all play together.
Who is it? Oh, May and
Uh,
AirSoftDad.
Dead. Yeah, and Deadshot as well.
Oh, and Deadshot.
Yeah.
Shit, yeah, that's right. Okay, so Deadshot, he does motorcycles.
Yeah. Yeah.
He does sport bikes, and I saw on yours you do sport bikes as well. Do you guys ride together sometimes?
No, I actually, it's a kind of I actually crashed my car while saving for my first sport bike. Actually. Um.
Mm.
Yeah, I just mainly do photography of it, so I've been trying to get him to bring out his bike and go to the shit I go to.
Nice. Okay, dude. I saw on your Instagram, man, way down. When I scroll way down, you have so many really good pictures
I
of sport
appreciate it. Yeah,
bikes.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, it's just something I really want to do. I mean, you have all the automotive photographers that dabble into the bikes, but they really don't care for it. That's
Hmm.
not their thing. So I'm like, let me change the fucking game. Oh, are there kids watching this?
No.
Okay, let me
No.
change the fucking game and do bikes then.
Yeah. This is so just a brief overview. Any kind of language is fine.
Okay,
Whatever kind of topic we that comes up is fine. I don't care.
okay.
Yeah, we can talk openly and freely. So yeah, hell yeah. And I probably cuss more than most people that come on here, to be honest.
Oh
So
yeah,
I mean, I'll try to. It just
it just
it's
fucking
just
happens.
exactly. See, hell yeah, man. So you're over there by Chicago area.
Yeah, I play at the same field as Deadshot. So I play at Paintball Explosion, East Dundee. Live about 30 minutes from there, so I'm not really in the Chicago area.
Yeah. Okay.
More like the suburb area of it.
Gotcha. Okay. Is that where you're from? Grew up over there?
No, not East Dundee. I actually grew up in Lake Zurich. Oh, by the way, don't ever visit that town. It's just I don't like the people there.
Really? Which
Lake
one?
Zurich. Lake Zurich, Illinois. Do not ever. I'm not a fan of the people there. I worked there after I moved out of there, and it's just I realized like, wow, these are the people I hang out with. These pretentious ass, spoiled ass motherfuckers. Really?
Oh, really? Oh, is it kind of a
Yeah.
ritzy area?
They're not like loaded, kind of like these areas are
Upper
loaded, but they're
middle
more
class?
humble. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
like high middle class. You have,
Mm,
they just act entitled. I'm like, dude,
really?
I am the one providing the print services and the retail services for you. Why you treat me like shit?
Oh, and they talk down to you and treat you like
Yeah,
shit or
I
whatever.
worked in retail for 2 years, and I'm telling you, do not ever punish yourself.
Right.
Retail is the type of thing where it should replace the military draft. You should be have to working retail for 2 years versus going to the military. It's terrible. I absolutely do
Hey,
not like it.
that is a good. Hey, we should adopt that system. I like it.
Hmm.
Retail and especially food service retail.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
food service is fucking rough, bro.
Hmm.
Okay, yeah. And then I ran. The only retail I ever did was I ran a GameStop down
Oh
here in
yeah.
South Carolina the first 3 years we moved here. So from like '07 to 2010, and I was always a gamer, liked gaming and shit,
Hmm.
and through a connection up north, Cleveland, Ohio, where I'm from, before we moved down here, I was kind of close with the district manager up there.
Hmm.
So he was, I told him I was moving down here. He's like, "Oh, I think there might be an opening down in that area." Ended up being like 25 minutes away, 20 minutes away. The store was looking to replace their manager because he was going to
Right.
go open a new store. I was like, "Fuck yeah!" So uh, I ran that store. It was fun. I gotta say, for as far as retail goes, it's and being a manager, as with people, it is one of the easier ones because people like working there. So
Yeah.
you hardly ever have people calling out. You know, they almost always show up, right? It's very rare for people to call out. Like they like coming in, even if it's not, even if they don't want to work that night, they want to bring back their game and swap it out for a different one because
Right.
when you're an employee there, you can you use it like the library. It's like you check out,
Okay.
a game and bring one back and check another one out. So anyway, it wasn't bad. The customers at Christmas time.
Hmm.
Now our regulars were fine, but the customers at Christmas time can fuck off. Okay.
Yeah. 100%. No, that was with every. It doesn't matter if it was Lake Zurich or Hawthorne Woods or whatever customer decided to come to Lake Zurich location for Office Depot. Right? They were all 99% of them were either old and didn't give a shit, or they were
Yep.
assholes. Office
Yes.
Depot, literally, the demographic of Office Depot are literally people as old as my grandfather, maybe even Biden, and they're losing their shit. Or in Lake Zurich, it's spoiled rich bitches.
Oh shit. What a terrible combination.
No, it's like you have
Uh,
literally 70-year-olds throwing tantrums
mm.
over an ink that we don't have for their 90-year-old printer. Like I can't control what HP fucking continues or discontinues. Off.
Bro, they don't know how to put it in anyway, okay?
No,
Oh
no, they
my
don't.
God.
Oh my god, it's the
We
worst.
we do I flip houses and do, side jobs and shit, like, just basic stuff, remodels and shit. So we're
Mhm.
doing this side job about 3 weeks ago, and it was this older lady by herself. She's probably late 70s,
Okay.
very coherent, very aware, very, just really cool,
Hmm.
to be honest. I think I mentioned on one of the other podcasts where when we got there, man, she had coffee made with all these different creamers and shit. She had like pastries that she bought from the store, like more breakfast stuff,
Hmm.
and super nice, man. But she asked us to help her with her computer while we were there, and her printer, it wasn't printing. And I
Right.
said, the first thing I said was, I think you're out of ink. Oh, I just bought it. Now, I've heard that
Hmm.
before
Yep.
from so many people that I've helped with their computers. No, I
Hmm.
just bought it. Yeah, you bought it like 8 months ago or a year ago, and you probably used it twice, but it dries up. I mean, or maybe you bought it 2 years ago. I don't know. But you use it way more than you think. And especially the
Hmm.
ones that come with the printer, they're like the smaller.
Yeah, they're the same size cartridge, but they only from the factory they only film about 25% of the way. You only get about 50 pages on it. So
That's
I know
right.
all this useless fucking shit from a retail job I worked for 2 years, and it's
Uh-huh.
like I literally quit and went to the company my dad was working at. I work in pharmaceuticals now, but I
Oh
work in
shit.
the clinical trials division. So we're all about helping people get that bottle of hope. They tried everything and
Yeah.
either it doesn't work or it works, but their quality of life isn't that great. So
Yeah.
we provide that bottle of hope for them. I work in the
Oh, that's
warehouse, but
awesome.
I did work in the rooms with labeling and all that. But
Gotcha.
yeah,
That's a big job right now, man.
hmm
People don't realize how much is involved with
no, they don't.
that goes on. I know there's always this, negative talk about big pharma and shit like that, which I
Right?
understand that,
Yeah, I do too.
there, two things can be true. There can be some bad shit going on with that,
Yes. Hmm.
and bad intentions, or greediness. I get it. But there's also, dude, I think people don't realize how, how great it is that we
It can
have
be great.
good
Yeah.
medicine. Like,
Hmm.
think about this. And this is something I think about every time I take it. I don't know why it pops in my head, but every time I need to take Motrin, right, like ibuprofen, something as simple as that, something as widely used
Right.
and freely accessible and very cheap to buy. Okay, it's like a fucking miracle drug for me anyway.
Hmm.
It works on, like, when I have any kind of ache or pain or whatever, or if I tweak my shoulder or my back at work, I'll take that uh, in the morning. It lasts certainly until past
Right.
lunch. It
Yeah.
doesn't react to, it doesn't matter whatever you take, whatever kind of medicine you take, whatever kind of like uh stuff you drink. If you want to,
Hmm.
energy drink, like whatever you put into your body, you can still take Motrin
Yeah.
and it works. And now how much time and effort, money and trials had to go into getting this recipe just right to be like that. Like,
Right. What seems like too many. Yeah.
yeah, like it took a lot of money and people like smart people figuring this shit out to get it to where it's at. And that's just one thing. And all these different, drugs that are out there that
Right.
help people. So there is some shadiness going on. There is some
Yeah,
bad
there
things,
is like
sure.
with the big tobacco industry especially.
Bro, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
No, it's like they trying to hide and say, "Oh, this is not the truth," but we all know big tobacco's in bed with the FDA. Well, parts of the FDA, and
Right.
then it's a circle. So it's like an evil love triangle, an evil trifecta, if you must. And it's like
How dare
the
you
big
use a
tobacco.
trifecta name
I'm
in there,
sorry.
okay?
No, that's what they. No, so it's big tobacco
Yeah.
goes to FDA, and then the FDA goes to the corrupt portion of big pharma, and it's just a big circle. And
Mm.
so now that we have vaporizers coming out, I still think that terribly. I quit the vaping recently. It's like I actually found that the cigarettes were actually uh, less harmful than the vaping, which you would think is actually the opposite way around. But
Yeah.
everybody's using those disposables from China, those Elf
Mm.
bars and everything like that, so it's defeating the purpose.
So what is I haven't heard anything about the vapes. What's
So we're starting to find out now that e-cigarettes are a little more dangerous than cigarettes, and I've actually whatchamacallit, actually had a little more negative effects. So I'll smoke a
mm,
cigarette, right? Or I'll use my dab pen here, right?
yeah.
I won't cough after vaping. I won't go
Yeah.
but after the e-cigarettes I will. But then I'll light
Huh.
up a cigarette and that doesn't happen. So I wonder what's actually in the vaporizers now.
Oh, okay.
Back when I started smoking and I switched over to e-cigarettes, it was a lot safer. But now we don't know what's being put in the shit now.
Mm, yeah.
hmm So
Yeah,
I
that's so
gotta quit
wild.
that shit. And as soon as I quit the disposables, I'm all fine and dandy now. My lungs are
Really?
okay and everything. I'm able to go on walks and runs. I'm able to do shit without
Uh-huh.
having to stop. Like it's like people are smoking a pack a day. It's like after like 5 minutes of doing something, they're like, and that's what I found out. Like I
Yeah.
was actually playing speedball. Actually, I play paintball too, as well as airsoft. I'm
Yeah, which
starting to
actually
do.
I really like that because
Mhm.
I love having people on here that are do both.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I was just playing speedball. I was playing X ball at Paintball Explosion. They just got their indoor field back, and after every point, I was just like, I was vaping. I'm like, oh, I gotta quit that shit now, man.
Oh shit.
Yeah, no. So it's like after every point, I was just like, I couldn't. I had to stay up for 2 points. I was trying to catch my breath. I'm like, I can't do this. You know.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
that's I tried the vape thing once and it felt like I was trying to when you walk into a
mhm,
sauna and it's really fucking hot and steamy
yeah,
and you try to breathe in that steam and it fucking just instantly wants to make it want to make it made me want to cough like
right,
instantly. I
yeah.
was like, bro, it doesn't feel any better
No,
than
no.
a cigarette. It doesn't taste any. Well, I guess the taste.
It
They have
does
all those
taste
different
better. It does
flavors.
taste
Yeah,
better. I smoked the Marlboro Red. I'm like, ugh. Did I used to smoke these? Ugh. Oh.
bro. When I was in the Corps, we used to smoke. When I was in Okinawa, we used to smoke
Mm-hmm.
Camel unfiltered.
Ew,
Okay,
gross. Oh god.
bro. Yeah, I was
Mm-mm.
just telling this to somebody not long ago. Hannah, actually, out in
Okay.
Cali. I made that comment and she was laughing. She's like, "Oh my god, yeah." I was like, "Yeah." And if you switched to filtered cigarettes after that, you're a fucking pussy. Okay.
I've always smoked filtered cigarettes. I never smoked an unfiltered cigarette. The most
Yeah.
unfiltered I had was a cigar. So,
Mm. Yeah, my
um,
son, he loves cigars. I don't smoke cigars too much, special
okay.
occasions. But
Yeah, so my favorite right now, so I actually tried a real Cuban, actually.
oh, nice.
Real Monte Cristo Cuban cigar.
Yeah.
So my buddy's dad, he goes to Mexico for some business trips, right? And so
Uh-huh.
he always goes, gets you can get the Cuban cigars in Mexico, like, and he brings them back,
Yeah.
and they have the tax stamp on them, so you know they're not fake Cubans; they're actually
Oh
legit.
shit.
And
Yeah.
they're little tiny guys. They're probably about yay long, right?
Oh
Maybe like
really?
like they're like this gauge, right?
Oh,
but they burn slow for being a tiny little cigarillo.
really?
They burn tiny. They burn
I don't know
slow.
why I was thinking. I thought the original, like the Cuban cigars, were the giant, fat things or
It
whatever.
depends. So that's most cigars, but it's like this
Yeah.
ones were little tiny ones, but they burn for about
Was it smooth?
very. It was the best tasting tobacco I've actually ever had.
Really?
And I've had some really nice cigars. I've had some Cohibas, Macanudos, Acids, Drew Estates. I've had a lot of them, and this was way different experience.
That's cool.
And
I
it was
definitely don't know anything about the
no
names
bad
you just said.
aftertaste either. No, those are all cigar brands like Cohiba and Acid. Those are all brands of cigars.
Like
But I've tried
high-end
them all,
brands, or
and
yeah.
the Monte Cristo Cuban cigar did not have a bad aftertaste or anything. I'm like, and I was able to pair it with like a nice iced tea lemonade. I'm like, it's the best.
Right. Hell yeah. So how did you get into photography with and then I guess you were probably taking pictures, I'm guessing, first, and then you went,
Yeah.
oh, I like motorcycles. I want to take pictures of those.
Yeah, so it started off. So I took a intro to photography class. So I was actually at community college, so I had a couple of photography classes lined up as part of a degree I was doing for graphic arts and design and stuff like that. And so my aunt actually let me use her Nikon camera. She had a nice, it's a D3300, a little tiny guy DSLR camera, but it was really nice. And so I just started getting into it. I'm like, oh, what if I bought my own? I bought a $100 DSLR off my buddy who didn't need his anymore, and I just started using that. I started practicing with it, getting better with it. Then I would upgrade the cameras and stuff like that. I started mostly of cars and stuff like that, but
Mm.
that scene is just getting more and more toxic every day, man. I just like, I'm gonna try something else.
The
You know,
cars?
the car scene is getting really toxic.
Like how?
I
Like
was just a
how?
lot like the
I'm
people.
oblivious.
So people, it's not like it used to be. It's not like the whole Fast and Furious car scene with meetups and everything like that. It's you literally have 17-year-olds and 16-year-olds with riced out freaking clapped out cars, and they're fighting each other instead of talking about their builds or anything. They're just mean mugging each other, throwing fist fights. You have people random as girls twerking in the parking lot. I'm like, what the hell is going on?
I mean,
What
well,
happened to the scene? Like it got so like bad. Like we're fighting instead of appreciating each other's builds.
now is it like do they
It's
just
like
stick with like a fair fight, like just two guys, or and they're just duking it out, or
no,
does it
there's
turn
that,
like
and then there's like it's literally like a dick size contest, like whose dick is bigger, and then it gets out of hand,
that's always been?
and it's like then you have these takeovers, and people are dying from getting hit by cars during these takeovers, like H2OI last year,
What the
like
fuck
two
is a
people
takeover? What
died.
are you talking about?
So a takeover is where you have a bunch of idiots in their cars, and they just go and block streets and everything like that. And if you look up a event called H2OI, that's what a takeover is. And two people died last year.
Because they got hit by a car?
Yep, it was vehicle related injuries.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
H2 what?
H2OI. So
H2OI.
yeah, it's not good for the car community. It's been making everything look bad. But I've been out of the car scene for years. I'm like, I can't do this anymore. It's just stupid. I don't want to be around idiots.
Oh, that's weird.
I'm probably going to trigger a lot of people when the podcast gets uploaded, but I don't give two shits. I could give a rat's ass less.
Oh, I doubt it, man. I mean, are there? I don't know. Like, like you didn't say anything bad about it. You just said
No,
like you didn't make it bad. You didn't. You're just telling what's going on.
some people may not like that, but I don't care. It's USA. It's a free country.
Fuck, man, who
Everybody
cares?
has their own opinion. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, sure. I mean, if you don't like being around, most people don't like being around that environment.
Right.
Like, who wants to be around that kind of shit if it's really, negative constantly?
Right. It's just people who
yeah.
are oblivious and they don't see it. They'll be like, "Oh, there's no such thing as that." No. Look around
Oh,
you.
wow.
Take a step back. Take a step back.
Yeah. Now with the so you were into the car stuff, and then you got out of that because of all that bullshit going on.
Yeah, and I'm like, you know what?
And
I'm gonna
then-
try something different. I'll try bikes. I've always kind of liked them ever since I was a little kid and stuff like that.
yeah. Now, what was your first bike that you took a picture of, and how did you? Was it somebody you knew?
Yeah, it was actually no. I just started taking them randomly at car meets. I would just focus on the bikes and stuff like that. Moreover, it's the first bike. Oh man, that's
Is it on your Insta?
yeah. I don't know actually. I think
How dare you?
it was actually on my Insta. I think it was will really really scroll down. It's really really down there. Might have
Really
been
far down there.
might have been something from Supercar Saturday. It might have been like a Gixxer or something. I don't remember. Oh
Bro,
man,
you've
it's
got
like
a
all
lot
the
of
way down there.
motorcycle pictures.
Yeah,
Holy
yeah.
shit.
It's all photos I took, and you can see the progression from when I first started to now too. So that's the nice thing about it.
I
I didn't
haven't made
delete
it to
all
the
my
bottom
old
yet.
work. Yeah, no, I didn't delete all my work, so people can see the progression if they really
Sure.
have time to scroll down that far.
Right. We're going to get to the bottom of this. I'm going to bring it up on the screen. We're going to get to the bottom of this
Oh my
page,
God.
okay?
Literally.
Oh, shit, dude. So what'd
I
you do
think
today?
I think
you
it was
work today?
a CBR 1000 actually. I don't remember. What I do today? I literally I went to Mere Tactical, get myself some BBs and a new battery and a charger because I left my shit charging overnight. I'm
Why is that
lucky
bad?
didn't. Yeah, so I left my battery charging overnight. It bloated. The battery bloated. So I had
Oh, you
to.
don't have a smart charger?
No, I just got one today. I had
Oh,
a
okay,
smart
okay.
charger. It came with my I bought a Polar Star jack for one of my other builds, and it came with an HPA charger, but it was in the
Yeah.
Cyclops, so it didn't have like the percentage readout or anything or what volt it was at. It just had the red to blue light, and it was okay. It was working. It was better than what I had before. But then I'm like, okay, now my battery bloated off of that, so let me get the Valken charger.
Yeah.
And I got the Valken charger and the
I think that's what we
11.1.
have.
Yeah, and then I got the 11.1 stick battery for my SSG1, and I got some 0.32 gram BBs.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's perfect, dude. Yeah, see, I don't. When we got into, when these guys got into the airsoft scene, when I got involved, or started learning about it, when from them, they already had smart chargers,
Right.
so they would. I actually had a lot of tools and stuff in here. I used to work on other guns and stuff, and
Right.
I had like a charging station set up, a big strip over here with a couple different chargers. So I just assumed that was a normal thing.
Right.
Because most things we charge up. With tools, you can see my DeWalt battery's charging right there.
Yeah.
All those things are kind of like smart chargers. You can just leave them on there forever, whatever.
Right.
They just stop. They don't overheat or anything. So I didn't know that was a real thing. I've heard of it here and there, but not really. I didn't. I guess I didn't know that people still had those around. So will it it swells your battery up and then it's ruined, basically?
Yeah, so if you overcharge your battery, it swells up, and then, yeah, that's about it. Really, you can't use it.
Yeah, you don't want to be around that thing when it does.
No, so it's literally just outside on the concrete on my front porch right now, away from anything that can catch fire.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, that was actually my buddy Eric's old 350Z. He sold that.
Dude, this is your very first post on Instagram.
Yeah, it's my very first. Yeah.
This is April of 2017.
Yeah, yeah. That was my coworker. So we were actually in the lot of my old workplace. It was a rock and jump trampoline park.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, so I worked there for 5 consecutive years. You know what consecutive means? It means one right after the motherfucking other. That's not my baby.
Yes. You loved it there.
Yeah, no, it was good for 5 years. It's a good 5 years there. So it was actually not consecutive. I was just making a Cat Williams joke. It was 4 years consecutive. Then I skipped a month or two, and then I went back because I worked at a movie theater for a couple months, and then some shit happened. They thought I was short. With my drawers were short and stuff like that, and they kept writing me up. And so I'm like, "Fuck you, I'm out of here."
Yeah.
I actually. Whatchamacallit, because I was mad that I had to work during a car meet, right? When it was a bike meet as well. So I just, whatchamacallit, I ate something bad before I came, and I went in. I'm like, oh crap, I don't feel good. Went to the bathroom for like a good 15 minutes. I'm like, look, I'm working sessions today. I have to go now. I'm having stomach issues.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, yeah, go ahead. I just went to the car meet straight after that, and I knowingly packed my shit the day of
Oh shit.
because I was just sick of that. Like, I was sick of that. Like, I got written up twice for a short drawer, which I made sure that it wasn't short. So someone
Oh yeah,
was doing
that
shit on
happens.
purpose.
That happens. I mean, I worked, like I said, I worked retail. Uh, it just, we've had it happen. It's whatever.
Right.
Um,
This was a movie theater. It's one of those Cinemark movie theaters, so
I
it's
was
like a
gonna say, I
monopoly.
worked in a movie theater after I got in the military. Did you have to clean up in the theaters after
So,
movies in between?
so it really depend on the role that you had for the day, actually. So some days you were usher, some days
Hmm.
you were concessions, some day you were cashier.
Right.
And then I was cashier when I actually quit on whatchamacallit. They wrote me up twice for a short drawer, but I made sure I
Yeah.
counted every dollar carefully. I made sure I counted every dollar carefully.
Yeah.
And this, oh yeah, you're short. I'm like, how can that be? I made sure I was careful. I made sure no bills were sticking and
Right.
everything like that. They're like, oh no, and they didn't give me an answer. They're like, oh, you're short. We're writing you up.
Oh hell no.
And so, yeah, there was this one employee there that if you got on his bad side, he would do anything to make sure you got fired. I
Yeah.
think, and it was really easy to get on his bad side. He wouldn't even tell you. He just whatever. And I think I did get on his bad side without knowing.
Yeah. I don't like people like that, man.
Yeah, so
Some people
fuck
are
him.
just too weird and maybe sensitive, or too they take it too serious or something.
It was one of
you're
those
the big shot
pretentious
there.
kids. It was one of those
Yeah.
pretentious kids whose daddy had money.
Oh
That's who
Jesus.
it was. And his dad made him get a job, I guess.
Yeah. Right.
And so I
Well,
don't think he liked anybody. And
did you ever find anything crazy when you're cleaning up the aisles in the movie theaters?
no, but I found it was a different type of I actually found an e-cigarette not in the aisles but like right in front of the door, right?
Yeah.
It's called a Miley. And you had different pods for the different it was like a Juul type device, but it's supposed to be
Yeah.
better than a Juul. I still actually have my Juul right here when I
Yeah.
used to use it. I don't use it anymore. That can cause cancer and shit now, but I'm like
Okay.
Juul's owned by Big Tobacco. Don't buy them.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, but it was kind of like that type of device, and it's like cool, and it still worked, and there was still juice in the pod.
Huh.
Took some alcohol to it,
Yeah.
right? Cleaned it up,
Good to go.
disinfected, it, started using it. Yeah.
That's crazy. Well, when I worked in the theater, let's see, I found a dirty baby diaper. No
Okay.
big deal. A used condom,
Ew.
and the worst one was a pile of shit.
Pile of
L-
shit.
like somebody took a shit
Oh.
in the fucking theater on the floor,
Oh.
at the end of the aisle, like towards the wall,
That's disgusting.
at the top, on the fucking floor by the step.
Probably some stupid ass fucking kid thinking he was funny. Oh, look at me! I'm gonna shit in the corner. Oh.
It's probably a disgruntled employee. Okay. They
Oh,
probably
the
came
one
back
guy.
and like, I'm gonna shit in this motherfucker. Okay.
Oh my god.
All right, let's see these. So I scrolled down all the way down. These are your
So yeah, it's
original
literally
art
just
pictures.
these are all just photos I took when I was whatchamacallit at like school and stuff like that, you know? Like just
Yeah.
that Challenger was actually when my sister's softball game. She actually was at the whatchamacallit. She played softball for the high school. So that Challenger, that third one, that was actually at the high school parking lot actually.
Oh, okay.
So these are all terrible. So I'm sorry for anybody who has to see these terrible photos. They're all garbage, dude.
We'll apologize now. We'll put a disclaimer up saying
Disclaimer: Carbon's terrible photos.
or a
NSFW.
warning. A warning.
NSFW.
Yeah. Just be prepared for bad.
Yeah,
picture,
that's my old camera right there. That was my very first camera.
That's cool,
Yeah, that was my very. I got it for $100,
dude. That's awesome.
and I thought it was a shit.
It is. I mean, to me, it is. Dude, I've used my phone since the day we started our YouTube
Oh my
channel.
god,
I
my
never got a camera.
camera is all the way somewhere. I don't want to go and grab it. I have a Sony A7R. I
Oh,
have
nice. I've heard of
nice
that one.
shit. It's insane, dude.
Bro, this TK, is
That
that
was my that was my old Instagram name actually. So that was my initials actually.
yeah.
So that was before I changed the name and everything like that. You know, I create both my watermarks. I have both my stamps. I create on Illustrator. So
Yeah.
I actually have I had the knowledge. I don't really do much with Illustrator anymore. I have the knowledge to create stuff.
Yeah.
And I actually recently did it with my I actually have a patch design I had coming up. I actually am waiting for the guy to send me the sample
Mm.
right now.
And
But
it
yeah,
would be like something like that.
no, it's actually like an actual patch for airsoft and paintball and stuff like that. I actually designed it just in Photoshop on my own. I'm like, "Oh, I'm just gonna see what I can do."
Hell yeah.
And first try, you know, I did it.
These are good pictures. I think they're good pictures.
Yeah, I got some help from some other photographers, so they weren't as bad as if someone who was first starting.
So somebody recently told me man, what is I forget what he said, but to film he films short promo videos for cars, for
Okay,
people's cars. Same
okay.
type of thing, right? It's pictures and stuff. And he said the twilight hour or something.
The golden hour. The
Yeah.
golden hour. The
What
golden
is that?
hour. So the golden hour is kind of like sunset, basically. Like,
Yeah.
right as the sun's about to set to sunset. So they call it the golden hour because you have a golden orangey hue to your photos.
Mm.
Actually, I think if you scroll up, I have some golden hour photos.
I was gonna say you might because I
Yeah,
saw
like
some that.
The Supra right there. Yeah, the Supra. That's golden hour. So
Yep.
you get that type of feel to it.
Yeah.
So that was actually in the parking lot of the community college I went to. So I'm like, someone's driving a Mark IV at Harper.
Dude, that looks badass.
It's an automatic, so it's not really all that special.
Oh, what a disappointment.
Right?
Ugh.
Yep. It's still nice nonetheless. It's still a Targa Top Supra.
Yeah, it still looks nice.
Hmm.
Well, that's like those, the Mustangs when
Yeah. Hmm.
you see one and it looks badass,
But
and
it
then
sounds
you
like
you
it's
hear
a
it go,
V6.
and it's like,
a
oh, it's a
V6.
fucking 4-cylinder. What?
Or a 6-cylinder.
A 6-cylinder? Yeah, get out of here, bro.
Those EcoBoost 4-cylinders can move though. You can get about 600 horsepower out of them.
I mean, that's impressive, but
Mhm.
they just don't have that Mustang sound. You know what I
No,
mean?
they don't. It's terrible. It sounds like
rumble.
more of a no. It doesn't have that.
That's a good picture.
Yeah, I tried. It's not the best angle. I could have been more straight, like more like directly in front of it. But
Yeah. Ferraris, yep.
Mhm.
Paddle shifters. Man, these are cool. So you go to these car shows,
Yeah, I used to go to a lot of them. It's more bike stuff now, but
right? You used to go to what are these car meets? You said.
yeah, like car meets or cars and coffee and stuff like that.
Gotcha. Now I think this is the first motorcycle I've seen so far.
Yes, that's the Ruckus. Yes, that was the one. Honda
Whoa.
Ruckus. That was my buddy Harrison. So that was my first attempt at a bike photo. So obviously you can see that I could have been more centered with it. My framing wasn't all there. So that's
Cool
literally
looking bike, though. I
it.
don't think I've ever seen one like that.
Yeah, Honda. That's a scooter. So that's a street legal 50 or was it a Ruckus? I forgot what it is, but I think it's a 50cc.
Gotcha.
You don't need a license for those. You can just drive them on the street with a regular driver's license because it's under 100. In Illinois, it's 125cc. I don't know how it is in North Carolina or wherever.
I'm in South Carolina.
South Carolina, sorry.
I think it's up there because people drive. They have scooters. They have 4-wheelers. They have 3-wheelers. They've got quads.
Yeah.
That they zoom up and down the roads all day, bro. Yeah, I'm not sure, and they've got some pretty big ones, but
yeah, I know here you need if you want to ride 250 cc's or higher, you need an M class. If you want to ride up to 150 cc's, you need an L class. So
Gotcha.
L class is scooter.
Okay.
M class is motorcycle. I have an M class.
Okay. Yeah, these are good, man. Damn, you got a lot of pictures.
Yeah, I got a lot. So
I mean,
it's all.
the cool thing is though, yeah, but it's
Oh,
not like.
there's a second bike right there, the red
Yep,
CX6.
there you go.
That was handheld. I didn't use a tripod for that,
Okay.
and that was at night.
Oh, that's cool.
So I know both those
Steady
guys
hands.
and those two. So the guy who owned the yellow CBR back there,
Yeah.
hates is not like the guy who owns the red one. So I don't know what the deal is, but
Oh shit!
it's,
What they do?
it's
Race? They race for
no,
slips. Yeah, they did.
no, it wasn't that. Some
Yeah.
stupid shit I don't get into. I'm like, whatever. I'm not gonna get into it, but it's not my business, you know.
Hell yeah, that's a good picture, bro. I like that.
Yeah, that was handheld too. That's the same meat as the red one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I just
Okay.
here and there experimented. I was kind of like those automotive photographers, just experimented with bikes. That's a Ninja 650. I want one
Yeah.
of those. I experimented with it. I'm like, you know what? We'll try that. We'll see how it
Ducati.
goes. Yep, $12.99 Panigale.
I mean, those Ducatis just look like a fucking racing bike. I mean,
They are, yeah.
They really are.
Even the ones that aren't, look it.
Yeah, exactly. Hell yeah, dude. Okay, so you really enjoy it. Now, do you still do this?
I do bikes. Yeah, I still do bikes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's off season right now, so
Right. Yeah. It's
and you can
fucking
just see
cold.
you can just see the progression. You know,
Yeah.
you can just see the progression.
Exactly. Look at this one.
That's an MT. That's an FZ09 with some Pred tires on it, so more like off-roading style tires.
Right.
hmm
Yeah. See, this is like a touring.
That's
Little bit like
that's a naked bike. That's a CB 500 or
crossover.
500. Yeah, it's like
Oh, okay.
a standard bike. They call that.
Yeah. Whoa. What is this?
That's a Harley. So I forgot which one that is, but that's a
That's
Harley Davidson.
badass.
Yeah, it's a custom bagger. That guy's got so much money put into it. It's just black and green. It's my favorite colorway. Like that would be the Harley I would buy
Yeah. It does.
if
Look
I
cool.
own one.
Hell yeah. So how do you go from all this motorcycle stuff into airsoft? Were you playing? Did you ever play airsoft before you were doing the motorcycle stuff?
No, I actually did not. So airsoft. This is actually my first year playing airsoft. I was more of a paintballer and stuff like that.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you were paintball.
Yeah, and then I'm like, God, let me try airsoft. I know it's like I was at the field one day for a Toys for Tots paintball event, and I just parked my stuff there. I totally forgot that airsoft shared the same day as us. I thought it was big game for paintball. Like they close out the park for anybody else but the big game, right? And I didn't know airsoft was playing, so I parked my stuff in one of the spots, and they're like, they were there, and I was talking to a couple of them, you know, and they were asking me how it worked and everything like that. I'm like, oh, it's similar, except if you get hit, you're out, and you wait until the game's called, and explain it to them, and I showed them what it was. Because I was playing magazine-fed paintball, so I loaded my paintballs into a mag.
What?
And yep, my stuff's all the way over there.
Now I saw on your Instagram you had some videos and or no, was it your YouTube? No, I guess it was
Instagram, yeah.
Yeah, you have some videos of playing paintball.
Yeah, I have some speedball, and I have some
speedball,
and I have some MagFed videos up there as well too. I own my MagFed marker. I used to own pistols. I owned a little of everything. I had AR style MagFed. I have this one right now. I had pistols. I have the EMF 100 by Planet Eclipse, so that is the end all be all for MagFed. If you buy that, you won't need it. It's a magazine fed paintball, so you load your paintballs into the magazine.
Right.
Yeah, it's the end all be all.
What kind of gun is it, or what did you say it was?
It's called the EMF 100.
Oh.
So it's the end all be all. If you buy that, you won't need anything else from MagFed. That's it.
Really?
Yep.
It's like the best one out there.
Yep. Most reliable. I literally don't have to maintain it, and it shoots.
What?
Yeah, I just leave it, you know? It can get dirty and everything like that. I just pull the trigger, it shoots. You know, as long as it's there.
Huh.
Yeah. But yeah,
So
I transition. Yeah, and so they're telling me, hey, you should try airsoft sometime, you know? Like, oh, come on, come play airsoft, you know? And you know, there's always a misconception that airsoft's toxic, which is not at all, dude.
Yeah,
All the
that's what
people
I
I've
mean.
with, it's not toxic at all.
Yeah.
It's not, dude. I don't know why people say it's why there's beef between the two industries. There shouldn't be. You know, we should all get along.
Oh, for
And
sure.
I'm that guy to say, hey, we should both get along. It's not bad.
Yeah. Well, you've been on both sides.
Yeah.
Like, and
And
I don't understand that either.
I don't know why there's beef. It's like then I like literally I was just like emptying out the rest of my paint one time with my speedball gun, one of my very first ones. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go. You know, I'm just like whatever. I have extra paint. I don't want it to sit. I
Yeah.
might not come. It's expensive, so I'm just gonna whatever. So I'm just dumping it, right?
Right.
And one of the airsofters come up and they ask me all about it. I'm like, yeah, if you want to try it, I just ran out of paint, but you can dry fire it if you like. And they tried it, and they dry fired it, and they actually had a Novrich sniper rifle, and they let me try that, and I thought
Oh
that was
shit.
pretty cool. You know, I
Yeah.
thought that was pretty cool. I'm like, oh, this is cool, and it's like, huh, you know, because I was under the conception at the time that airsofts were toxic. I'm like, this just totally changed my opinion. And you know, it's
Right.
like one thing for me that was keeping me from airsoft because I wanted to build a pistol up, right, a high kappa before I got to playing because I wanted to be whatever, you know. I wanted to run off my air tank. I didn't want to have to keep buying bottles of green gas or anything like that. I wanted to build it. So my only problem was, oh, it's so expensive to get into airsoft. I just paid $400 for my speedball gun, and that's it. Like
Right.
I see people out there with like $800, $900 AEGs and Polar Stars and everything. I'm like, oh my god,
Dude,
that's
for
expensive.
real.
Yeah, and so my Polar Star, I just took a VFC Avalon, just bought a jack, and just dropped it in. That's really
Yeah.
it. I didn't know it was that cheap to do it.
Nice.
And so I was under the impression, oh, it's just going to cost so much. And I just finally decided to bite the bullet, buy a high cap. Well, I bought two of them. I bought a WeTech, I forgot what it was, but it was a split slide. And I bought the Tokyo Marui.
Mm.
And I ended up selling the WeTech, giving it to one of my buddies. But then he moved out of state, so we don't play.
Yeah.
So I just kept the Tokyo Marui, and I just built it up. And I played my first day of airsoft. And like before, there was no problems, no nothing. You know, it was fun.
Right.
And I noticed it's cheaper too than paintball.
Fuck
Way
yeah,
cheaper.
bro.
Way cheaper. So
Once you get your gear, then
yeah.
your BBs are cheap as fuck.
Yeah, and I already had a plate carrier and a battle belt and mag pouches that came with plastic inserts and stuff. I could just remove them or reinsert them depending if I was running my T15 or an airsoft AG or pistol with M4 mags, whatever, or my MG100.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I just really take the inserts out or put them back in. That's it. So I already had some gear, and I already had a paintball mask, so you can kind of call me a mill speed softer if you want, mill speed, speed sim, whatever. I do both.
Right.
You know, I play more like open play, but with paintball mask, basically, in a SSG1. But
Nice.
that's mostly because I don't want my teeth to get shattered from a sniper.
Fuck that
because
shit.
of all the because I was a big drinker, so my teeth are not the best right now. My dental hygiene is not there. So if I don't know, if someone decides to shoot a little hot and they shoot me in the face with mesh, my teeth might shatter.
Yeah.
So that's why I wear a full face paintball mask for the most part. It's not to be
why
speed
people
softer.
don't wear full face cover.
I don't know. I mean, I guess it has to do with like if they're trying to use an optic, that paintball mask does get in the way unless you have a sight riser. I do attest to that. You know, I can't. I have to really tuck in, aim down the side if I really want to use an AEG with a stock on it. If I don't have a drop stock or nothing.
Yeah.
I can test to it. It's harder to aim down the sight with a paintball mask, but I also was just running pistol at the time, so I didn't need that or have to worry about it.
Right.
But yeah, I can see why. But for me, it's mostly because I was an alcoholic, and I actually just got 6 months sober. But it's just I don't want my teeth to shatter because I would just drink, and I wouldn't care about my dental hygiene or anything like that.
Gotcha.
So the full face paintball mask prevents my teeth from shattering and getting whatever.
For sure.
Well,
when did you start drinking? When you were young?
Oh, no, I started
teenager.
Like everybody, like I was like 18. I want to have a beer. I want to try beer, you know. But it just runs in the family and stuff like that. Alcoholism addicts, everything like that. It just runs.
When you started drinking, when it turned into like,
it turned into a problem. It progressed into a problem when I crashed my car because now I don't have a car. I'm like I can afford to drink because I don't have to drive.
Yeah.
And so it's just like whatever. I'll have a beer or so, whatever it is,
Right.
And it got crazy.
Yeah, I have a friend that not long ago, well, in the last couple years, had some bad stuff happen with
Hmm.
his family and stuff, and then like a couple things in a row. He was already a drinker, and
Right.
then he was out of work, and then some things happened with his family, uh, and then like he just ramped up his drinking, and
Yeah,
he was
I
drinking.
overslept a few times actually. I almost missed my shift on occasions. Yeah,
Oh
it
yeah.
is a thing. I mean, granted, when I also crashed my car, I was also working at Office Depot, so I was working night shifts, which
Oh shit.
I was working through it all from the start of the pandemic to the end. I was starting it, and it's like the
Yeah.
few customers we did get were not appreciative that we were there, risking
Right.
our lives. They were coming without masks. They were getting close to our face. I'm like, dude, get the fuck.
Jesus. Step back, bro.
One bitch was actually, she was, oh my god, she was this fucking entitled piece of shit. And we saw her probably a few months later, fucking whipped. Right? She was wearing a mask and stuff, all pissy and pissy and pissy because this bitch karma got to her.
Oh
She came in
shit.
the store, she ran in our stuff, started going running all over the place, and she's like, "Oh, these masks don't
Jesus.
work." Oh my god! And she started doing her political rants and shit like that. I'm like, whatever. And the coworker who she was ranting at was immunocompromised, so she has to wear a mask.
Yeah.
I'm like, look, my coworker is immunocompromised. You can't be bashing her like that.
Yeah.
And she just shuts up after that, and she's like, whatever, they don't work, and leaves.
Well,
And
the
I see
surgical
her.
masks don't work, but I mean,
Well,
not
it's
for viruses. Yeah.
right,
It's
but whatever mask she was wearing, she's like,
right.
oh,
I
those don't
mean,
work.
she don't have to be rude. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, it's like, oh, whatever floats your boat, you can believe whatever you want. And she comes in, well, like a few months later with her kid or whatever wearing a mask, all ugh,
Oh
upset.
Jesus.
I'm like, that's what you get, bitch.
Now, so this is still
When
when you
I
were
was in
drinking, and
retail.
then it kind of came to a head, and
Yeah, no, it's like whatchamacallit. I was working night shifts and stuff like that, so like 3:30, so I could afford the hangover because I could sleep in if I wanted to.
sure, yeah.
I could afford it. But
Hmm.
there was one time where I was at a concert, my first and only concert, right? Probably my only concert ever because I might relapse. Not gonna lie. Going to
You've
I'm
been to one concert.
yes, before COVID. It was November 2019.
Oh shit, what was it?
It was Word Alive, Our Last Night, I See Stars in Ashland. So it's kind of like punk, uh, post hardcore rock. I
Nice.
ended up getting absolutely faded that night. It was a Sunday night. It was a Sunday
Yeah,
night, and it was
yeah.
four of my favorite bands, right? Because I was only told, it's Our Last Night. I'm like, oh, I listened to them. I'll go see them. But then I found out that these three bands were opening for them. I'm like, I See Stars, The Word Alive. I'm like, those are two bands I listen to as well.
Yeah.
I actually got to do a little meet and greet with the lead singer of The Word Alive, Tell.
Oh
And
shit.
I told him what happened. He's like, you just got to get through it. You got to deal with it. Just build back up.
Yeah.
Do what you got to do, is what he said. He basically told me, hey, shit happens. Deal with it, fix it, do whatever you got to do.
Yeah.
And yeah, no, I got absolutely faded that night. I go into work in the morning. They scheduled me for the morning. I'm like, oh fuck. I'm like,
After a concert.
House
Shit.
of Blues. House of Blues they only sell 24-ounce cans of beer. That's the only beer they have is 24-ounce cans.
Yeah.
And so I had about 3 of those. So that's like
Right.
six drinks equivalent. I was always more of a lightweight. My brainwaves told me,
Oh,
oh, you
okay.
couldn't really drink a lot without getting
Say
affected.
that's my warm up. Okay.
Yeah, so I was absolutely wasted.
Yeah.
And I was like there at the concert and the mosh pits and everything like that. And I wake up, it's like I had worked a 10 a.m. shift. And I'm like, what the fuck happened last night?
No
I
shit.
have a
Right.
massive headache. I'm like, oh my god, I have to go into work.
Yeah.
I almost missed my shift actually.
Now, was that the turning point for you? You were like, okay, I got to stop.
No, it was actually just like during pandemic, really. This is drinking and stuff like that.
Yeah.
How at parties at my grandparents' house, or my aunt was having just a regular house party and stuff like that. I would only drink to get drunk, really, and
Yeah.
I didn't see it as a problem. until it actually became a problem.
Right.
So I couldn't really tell you what the turning point was because I don't remember it.
Oh, I hear you. Well, you
Yeah.
just know that, hey, this got out of hand.
Yeah, and
I'm gonna
it's
make some
like
changes,
it
and
was
then
like what
what did
Halloween.
you did you go to an AA meeting like right away or something?
So my friends told me, "Hey, you need to go to an AA meeting." I'm like, "Fuck you, no, I don't want to go to an AA meeting." Like whatever. I'm like, "No," I told them, "No, don't tell me how to live my life." The typical, like I was fighting them and stuff for a
Sure.
little bit,
Yeah.
and then it's like Halloween 2021, I think it was, or not, yeah, whatever it was, right?
Mm.
Um, I blacked out drunk at a party.
Yeah.
I find videos of me drunk dancing and dropping shit and just joyriding. I'm like, oh my god. And then I'm like, I almost puke. I almost die, basically. I'm like, I only
Mm.
remember parts of the night. And I'm like,
Yeah.
you know. And then
Time
it's
to
like,
change.
well, no, that wasn't even that. I'm like, oh, I'm never going to drink again. And then next day, I'd do it again.
Right.
Yeah. And then it's like, I was at bike nights. I would always buy myself a 6-pack of beer, or it was on Thursdays. So like at the one shop I go to, they didn't care if you had alcohol or weed on you. So like, whatever, right?
Yeah.
So I would always buy myself either a flask bottle of Crown Apple, so like a $10 bottle of Crown, or like a 6-pack of beer, and I would just pound that shit,
Yeah.
just be drunk the whole time. And then my buddy was like, "Hey, dude, you were embarrassing yourself in front of everybody last night." I'm like, "No, I wasn't. Fuck you." He's like, "Yeah, you were." And I'm like, one day I'm like, you know what? I don't care. And then I decided not to drink for 6 days. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah.
I decided it just like I just didn't drink for 6 days. And what? I'm gonna go to an A meeting. I'm gonna see what it is.
Okay.
And so the rest is history. 6 months sober.
Dude, that's cool. Now, when you went to your first A meeting, did you kind of feel like, hey, this is where I belong, this is where I fit
I
in,
was
kind of
kind of
thing, or
nervous. I was
yeah,
because I drank and smoked weed to really just have social anxiety and stuff like that. I just didn't
sure.
know if people were gonna judge me or anything like that. And just being
Mm,
drunk or being high really was like, I didn't have to worry if people were gonna judge me. I was
would
more
help. Yeah.
social that way. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I, I didn't really talk to people if I was
Gotcha.
sober. I had to be liquored up
Yeah.
or stoned out.
Yeah.
And
And now when did you hit 6 months?
that was like what, a couple weeks ago actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
Hell
pretty
yeah, dude.
recently.
Hell
It's
yeah, dude.
actually the day I hit 6 months was actually on my Instagram. Let's see.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
Let's
it's the
see what it is.
latest post actually. Latest post. That
The
was
newest one?
yeah, February 17th.
Ah, okay. Oh yeah, I see it. When I first started scrolling through your Instagram, I thought this was, I didn't click on it, and I was on my phone, so it was smaller. I thought it
Right.
was a patch
No, 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 no. It's
for
actually the
one of the, like a Milsim event. Yeah.
no.
Okay.
It's a 6 month coin. It's my 6 months
Nice,
coin.
dude. Hell yeah.
Hmm.
And now you're rocking it.
Yeah, I quit nicotine as a whole too. I'm like, what's stopping me?
Right. Yeah. Once you quit one thing, you're like, hell, I can do this.
I'm 5 days clean off the nicotine. I just forgot my shit one day. I pat my jeans at work. I'm like, oh shit, I forgot my pouches. Right.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. We're quitting. We're quitting today.
Yeah.
And so
Nice.
5 days now.
Okay. Hell yeah, dude. Now you put most of your time into airsoft now instead of
Yeah, airsoft, paintball, photography if I have to.
yeah.
Um,
Now you still play both, right?
yes, yes, but I'm gonna play airsoft a lot more because the park is very expensive for paintball. For a day of speedball,
Yeah.
I mean, I have my magazine fed markers, but I really only shoot those if I really want to really save paint or save money, but want to paintball at the same time.
Oh,
Otherwise,
okay.
I'm using a speedball marker, an electronic marker.
Yeah.
For a day of speedball, because I play the airball field indoors, it's $130 because I'm not on a sponsored team right now. It's $130 for the day.
Wait, what?
Yep.
Why?
They're just expensive. They're just the most expensive in the area. It's like
So, see,
it's
I've
just
heard
mostly
this.
paint costs. It's mostly paint costs is the problem.
So you have to
They're
buy paint at the field, right?
yes, it's their field paint
Right.
only.
Yeah.
BBs, I pay $30 for the entry. I buy my own BBs. I bring them. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Doesn't matter.
They're biodegradable. They're literally
Yeah.
It's got HPA 32s,
Yeah.
biodegradable.
They're easy, man. Like when I played paintball, so do you know why? You probably do, but why fields started requiring you couldn't bring your own paint.
It's
Like,
insurance. It's insurance.
no, because
No?
people were freezing it.
Oh, okay,
So
okay.
back in the mid 90s when I played for like 6 years, and in that time we started hearing, and this is before social media, the internet was coming out and all that stuff. People were
Right.
emailing and stuff,
Yeah, it's
and
when we still had autocockers and JT Proflexes were the only mask out there and everything like that. Yeah.
yes,
I know it all,
yeah,
yep.
we didn't have special masks. It was, I mean,
No, it's
they
just
were
the
good.
goggles.
They worked.
Just the goggles, yeah.
They had the little thing. I definitely wore a face protection.
Yeah. I have Proflexes, actually. Mine's actually...
Yeah, it was like a real
You
thin
can't
kind
see
of like
'em.
neoprene kind of rubbery
Yeah, it's
thing
like
on the sides.
yeah, it's a rubber. Yeah, that's what I have. Yeah, you can't
But then
see it.
the goggles. And but towards the last couple years, guys were talking like, "Hey man, if we go to this field, we can't bring our own paint." And I said, "What the fuck? Why?" And because we could always do that before, and they're like,
Right,
"Oh,
it's
because
BYO. Yeah.
people were people started freezing their like keeping them in the cooler to
Right.
make them harder so that they fly straighter." And I'm like, "Fuck." Can you imagine getting hit by, we had to set ours, I think it was 300 FPS.
Yeah,
for,
it's 280.
paintballs.
It's 280. Yeah, it's
Is it
280.
280?
There's one field in the area. It's like an hour away. It's in Crete, Illinois. It's called Baylands. They're the only field that's 300. Everywhere else is 280.
Yeah.
Because they host team practices and stuff like that. They host some local tournaments there, and tournament rules is 300 feet per second. So they're 300 all around, even open play.
Yeah. I can't imagine getting hit by a 300 FPS paintball.
Oh, it's not
is
that
like
bad.
Hardened. Like a fucking
It's
marble.
just it's the bounces. They hurt more. That's basically the same. It's a bounce, is what they call it. So it doesn't break. It just bounces off of you.
Right.
But
man, can you imagine if they were frozen? Well, maybe not frozen, but like cold, like super cold.
So here's the deal. So
suck.
Paintball Explosion has two different grades of paint. So they have a winter grade. Well, they have three. They have one for team practices. Then they have a regular outdoor paint. Then they have a winter outdoor paint.
Yeah.
So the winter outdoor paint, when it gets above 40 degrees, it just hardens up. You can't use that when it gets nice out. They won't allow you. You have to buy the green shell. So the red shell is a winter paint. So above 40 degrees, that will harden up. It will not break. It feels like rocks. It feels like rocks. But if you play with it in 40 degrees in the middle of dead winter with snow on the ground and ice, it will break and it will feel fine.
Huh.
Same goes for the summer paint. If you use the summer paint in the winter, it hardens up and it feels like rocks. Because it's not made for the current condition.
Right. Yeah, it gets cold.
I get shot with a BB at 350 feet a second. It doesn't feel like anything. That's the nice thing. It's a little sting at most. And it's like I can play with the same grade BBs all year round. It will feel the same.
Yeah.
Getting shot with like 50 of them will feel the same no matter what.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I always talk with people about the people that played paintball.
Right.
In the past and play airsoft. I'm like, which one hurts worse?
Oh, paintballs hurt worse, especially if they bounce.
For sure.
Always. Yeah, I hate
it's
when
heavier,
it bounces.
Man.
Oh, when it bounces, it's not just sucky for the person who gets hit. It's sucky for the person who shoots at the person who's getting hit because it doesn't count.
I know,
It
right?
doesn't break on them. Exactly. And there have been times where the guy's pre-firing, he's bunkering me. I just go, and all of them shoot him, but they don't break on him at all. None of them broke.
Oh, my God.
And I look down and I'm covered in paint. I'm like,
oh, shit. Now, would you say you have a lot of experience in paintball? So, would you say, and now in airsoft,
yeah,
do you think that there's a big issue or as big of an issue in paintball with not calling your hits as there is in airsoft?
So far in airsoft, I've only had one person who's really cheated. Everybody else has been going through the honor system and calling their hits and stuff like that. Everybody does it. So only one person I dealt with. Mostly the thing with paintball cheating wise is wiping. So they get shot, wipe it off.
Yeah.
Or they'll rub against a bunker, and say, oh, it's just rub,
Yeah.
Even though I just lit them up with like 50 paintballs. Most people go out, but some people are troopers and they'll just wipe it or try to wipe it. but then they get caught because the refs are on the side looking.
Right. When we played, like this common phrase of, make sure you call your hits. That was never a thing.
No.
I never heard that in paintball. Not once, ever.
No.
No one ever said that. Now, did it happen? Yeah, it happened, but not enough to where it was, hey guys, remember, before we start this game, make sure you call your hits. Like, no one ever said that. And
no,
so
it's common sense.
People,
yeah.
Yeah, when I'm talking with people on Airsoft, when I started this thing, and they're like, not calling their hits, not calling it, make sure you call your hits. I'm like, that's all I'm hearing, bro. What the fuck?
Right.
Man?
Yeah,
People
no,
need
it's
to call
because
their
so many people just don't know common sense these days. So no,
I
okay,
guess.
it hits and it breaks on me, or I got hit, or
Yeah.
with the BB in this case, I got hit. Let me call my hit.
Yeah.
It's
wild.
People just don't listen, or they're so bad to the point where they think they want to make themselves look good, and if you shoot them, they don't go out because they're just that terrible, and they don't want to play by the rules.
Yeah, luckily,
I remember,
that's not, like you said, that's not the majority. The majority are on the honest.
Everybody,
they're honest. They're
right.
There's
good. One guy who was cheating last time I played Airsoft.
One fucking guy. There's always that one fucking guy.
And I overhear. We're in staging. I overhear him, and some people like overhearing what he's saying. He's like, "Oh, I just don't care." So you just don't care. How about I take my high capo and just blast you 50 times in the face? Or take my SSG-1 or Mike's Polar Star and just rope you with 30 rounds a second from 5 feet away and tell me if you care now. Like, I'm all for being a good player. I'm not toxic. I don't burn people with Polar Stars or nothing like that because, one, it's a waste of BBs.
Yeah, it's unnecessary.
Right, I just read. That's what Deadshot's teaching me. I'll only shoot semi. It's a skilled man's game in semi-auto. So he's done, and it's true. It's like semi-auto can be just as fun as full auto if you're actually accurate.
Bro,
like, you
have you seen the speaking of that, like the skill thing and trying to up your skill in indoor play or Speedsoft is
PQB, yeah.
The indoor snipers. I think that's what they're called.
I've never seen those. No, I've never seen those.
Damn, who was I talking to? Somebody was talking about it. How somebody that's really good, I think on a speedball or a Speedsoft team, and they said, yeah, I saw this video where they wanted to get better, and they wanted to challenge themselves, so they went to a sniper, and they got this really short sniper. I can't remember which one it was. Well, now it's becoming a thing for indoor. So there's you can buy these small, short little stubby snipers for indoor play, and it's bolt action.
Yeah, I've seen the small snipers before, but I never really thought they were more practical because
no, it's for if somebody wants to up their skill. Like, I want to test my skill. Like, how fast can I, do this and be accurate and that kind of shit. So that's pretty wild. Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually, I watch some of Wag's videos and stuff like that. I watch his mystery unboxing and stuff like that just on my free time. I'll just type in $1,000 mystery or $1,000 Airsoft mystery box. I'll either watch C7 Viper or I'll watch Wag Entertainment.
Yeah.
And I'll just see what they got. And he's unboxed a few of those short snipers before.
Okay.
And they actually have a very good FPS rating. They're like, what, 400 still?
Yeah.
And they're still pretty good on the chrono. I'm like, that's neat. Are they going to go as far? That's my only question. Are they going to go as far? Are those meant for only indoor, like CQB? Like, what is it for?
I think that's really what it's geared for. I'm sure.
Yeah, because my first Polar Star, which I botched the build actually, so I didn't do it right, was actually a VFC Avalon Saber CQB. In AEG mode, before I put the Polar Star into it, I was still lobbing people's heads like across the field with the CQB length rifle. I'm like, I don't like the whole long thing, I like the nice little shorter stuff.
Yeah.
It's just, even though I'm a big guy, I don't like that whole long having to extend my arm out and stuff like that because I can't snap or I can't maneuver myself or hide behind stuff without everything sticking out. Right. So I prefer more of a pistol or like a CQB, maybe even a PDW, really.
Oh yeah.
Just because of the size.
The G&G, what the fuck is it now? Oh my god.
SSG-1?
Oh, the ARP9.
Oh no, I want to try the ARP9.
Yeah, you might like it if you like those the smaller ones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have the SSG one, so it's basically like an ARP 556 or whatever, or an
Yeah.
AR 556. It's basically that with like the drop stock with the articulating and like a paintball style barrel, and that's okay. I don't play speed stuff style. I play more like mill simmy. You know, just
Mm,
I like lobbing with the rifle. I like getting up, or with a pistol. I like getting up and close because I have no minimum engagement distance. I don't have to bang kill people with a
yeah.
pistol, but with the rifle I have to. But so I'll use the rifle on longer distance fields, so like Vietnam or like parking lot fields. I'll
Oh,
use the
yeah.
rifle because I don't have to go up. I don't have to go up in
Right.
people's face if I don't want to. You know, on the semi-auto fields only, I like using my pistol because not
Yeah.
only do I not have full auto, I can get up in people's faces if I really want to.
Right.
Yeah, there were times when I played last where I was up in that guy's face who's cheating, and he still tried shooting me and stuff like that. You know, I'm like, no, I'm just gonna call. I'm gonna be the better person. I'm not gonna sit there and fight with some random. You know,
Oh, yeah.
I'm just gonna be the better man. You know, I'm not gonna make this sport look bad. You know, I'm not gonna be one of those guys.
Well, it's such a yeah. When somebody is really blatant about it, I mean, your choices are you keep shooting them,
Right.
or just leave the situation
Right. And it's
because
like with the pistol, I'll go, I'll run, I'll cut the pie and stuff like that. I'll see, I'll go, "Dit, dit, 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 dit." And then the guy who went, "Dit, dit, dit," is still shooting at me. I'll just get back. I'll play the same game up to a point. Like he'll hit me. I won't call it. I'll go out and still shoot him. I'll play the game.
yeah,
But if it's like, if I get hit second time, I'll just be like, you know what, whatever. I'm calling it.
yeah,
But
yeah. I
yeah,
hear
I
you.
don't. If I shot someone and they shoot back and they're not calling their hits, I'm not going to call my hits back. If I'm in a one-on-one gunfight with them, if there's other people there, I'm going to call my hit. You know.
Right.
But if it's a
Yeah.
one-on-one situation, I'm just going to keep playing. You know.
Yeah, I hear you. Oh yeah, man. Have you
And I'm
heard of
just.
the NSL tournaments?
Yeah, I've heard the NSL tournaments. I haven't gone to watch any of them or tried any of them. You know, haven't tried. We don't have an indoor field over here. Closest one that actually does indoor is Black Ops Bristol.
Mm,
But in Illinois, we don't have any indoor speed QB or anything like that. So
okay.
yeah,
Yeah,
so
they
people who do play that go to like other states and stuff for
hmm.
tournaments. But I know the NSL series. Shot Zone Indy has one.
Yeah, how far is that from you?
Oh, that's Indiana. That's Indiana. So it's not that far. It's probably like an hour or two, maybe.
Oh, that ain't bad. Okay.
It's like across the street, basically.
Right. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
dude, that look, all the videos I've seen from in there and people I've talked to that
From
play there, it
yeah,
looks like a
Ruby
really
and all
cool
of them.
ass
Yeah, I've
field.
seen Ruby. Yeah, I've seen Ruby's videos. I've seen Jeremy's videos before. You know.
Right.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, the HSA guys play over there.
Yeah.
Pumbaa
Hmm.
and well, he's not HSA, but Pumbaa's over there.
Hmm.
Yeah, there's been a bunch of people who go over there, and I've heard a lot about it.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
had
it's
their
pretty
first.
cool looking field. Yeah, it's pretty cool looking field. I want to try one day. I'm actually going to be playing. I'm going to Florida in March, so I'm going to be playing at CIA. So it'll be my first time actually
Oh shit.
trying speed QB. I know a guy out there. He's willing to travel from Miami to Clearwater, or Miami to Tampa to try
Tampa.
that.
Yeah.
You know. And I talked to him on Instagram and stuff like that.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, the podcast came out this morning. And the guy he was actually at CIA Tampa for the podcast.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was talking. He's on Obey Airsoft
Okay.
team,
Okay.
and I had a couple other guys on before that from that same team, and then he had just got done with practice, and he's like, "Yeah, man, I can jump on while I'm at the field. I have good internet, whatever." I was like, "All right, cool."
Yeah.
So, but yeah, there's this weekend. This is Friday night.
Right.
Tomorrow starts the next or the second NSL tournament
Right.
at CIA Tampa.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like a cool field.
Yeah, no, I looked at videos and stuff like that. I've seen a bunch of them, a bunch of photos from there too. Yeah, it seems pretty cool. It seems like it's well lit, so I don't need a tracer or anything like that. I don't need a tracer.
Yeah.
Even though it might help, it doesn't look like I'll need one. I can just use white BBs.
Yeah. Tracers are
I'm
nice, man, for indoor.
Yeah, I have a couple of I have a .25. I just had an empty bottle of .25 bio BBs, and I just put my
Yeah.
tracers in there. Um, I have a tracer unit, but it's like can't use any lasers or flashes or anything at the field or anything like that where I
Oh,
go play
okay.
at. So no point in
Yeah.
using them right now unless I go to like Bristol or something like that.
Right.
I just have them just in case because I have a brighter C that I put on my pistol and a Bifrost I have a rifle.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they
The Blue Mag Airsoft makes the red tracers.
oh yeah.
Those are becoming really popular, I think, because
Yeah,
the
red tracer units instead of green. Everybody uses green. So
right. Well, I guess they're really they're a lot easier to see.
yeah,
The
yeah. I
reds.
think it depends on where you're at. I know red tracer definitely will be able to be seen better in most
Uh-huh.
situations, like an outdoor and stuff like you probably see
Right.
them. But yeah,
So for milsim stuff, what do you what have you been to any like bigger milsims or 3-day milsims or
no,
anything?
no, I haven't. I just really started getting into airsoft recently, so I've been doing a lot more
Right.
open play and stuff like that.
Right.
I don't even do any multi-day big games for paintball. I just do one-day events really.
Yeah.
And if I'm doing, I did one 2-day event. It was called Mad Max, and it was when I was with a pistol-only team called Assassin Alliance, which the guy who owns it's a piece of shit. So he's not a good person. But
Really?
no, he's not. He lost about 80, 90 people because of how he acts.
Oh shit.
Yeah, a lot of his high-ranking like angels and guardians and stuff like that all gone.
And
Gives
now wait a
away.
minute, this is a paintball team?
Yes, yeah.
Oh
So
wow.
I did one event. It was 2 days. It was over at Blast Camp, Indiana. It was called Mad Max. But I didn't sleep. I didn't camp overnight or anything. I just went back home
Oh gotcha.
because it's in Indiana as well. Like I said, it's only about an hour
Yeah,
and 10
short.
minutes away from me. So
Mm-hmm.
we were able to just drive home,
Yeah.
and just come back the next day. But yeah, no, it was the
Well, was
first
that
day.
event fun? Was it fun?
It was. I almost passed out day one because of how hot it was. I was hydrating like crazy, and I still felt like I was going to pass out. It was like 93 with a heat index of
Almost 100.
like 10, right?
Yeah.
UV index of 10, and the humidity was like 99%.
Woo!
Yeah, so
Damn, bro.
it was. I no matter what I was doing, Gatorade, water,
Oh yeah.
I was about to pass out. So I didn't really play
Uh-huh.
much the first day, but second day it was 80 with a UV index of 7 and a humidity of 70, and it felt like a 70-degree day. I'm like, oh, this is
Oh,
much better
that's
to play in.
way better. Yeah.
Way better. Then I started having knee issues. I know Assassin Alliance, since they're a pistol team only, they're really up in your face
Oh, gotcha.
and not they don't long ball with it or anything like that. So
Uh-huh.
they're up in your face. So I ended up leaving for medical reasons. My knee was shot.
Yeah.
Because I tried bunkering a guy halfway across field, right, or at the opposite end of the field, and some
Mhm.
rental decided to pop out and shoot me, even though I snapped him in the face, basically, and he just wouldn't call out. So I basically, because I had to make a quick turn, my left knee just went out, and I just
Oh
fell on the
shit.
floor.
Right.
And my pistol went that way, scraped all over the across the field with gravel. My mask got scratched up. Lens was okay, thank the
Jesus.
Lord. But I was on the ground, and this motherfucker was still like tick, 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 as I was on the ground. And this guy's my age, but at the time, it was all about being the better person, not starting anything because I was on the
Yeah.
team, right? So I can't start anything. And so this guy was about my age. I could have limped over there and clocked him one right in the face if I wanted to, but I decided not to. I'm better than that.
Yeah. Now
I
you
didn't
said
see him. I didn't see
pistol
him the rest of
only.
the day. Yeah, it was they
So
have paintball pistols. They're called the Tip X or the FSC.
oh okay.
And I don't like the Tip X. It doesn't shoot well. It's very limited.
Is it legit like a pistol size?
Yeah, it's a pistol. Yeah, it's like
Really?
it's the size of a Desert Eagle in terms of how big it is.
What?
Yeah, it's like
Okay.
It looks like a mix between a Desert Eagle, a Glock, and a USP-45,
Gotcha.
and it shoots paintballs. You can shoot first strike rounds in it if you have the modification. Which this is a first strike round right here. That's a
What is
shaped
that?
paintball. It's a shaped paintball, is what it is. So,
Oh shit! I've heard of those, but I've never seen one.
Yep, I have a whole collection of them because I use those in the MagFed. They're fun. I get similar performance out of BBs for way less money, so I prefer shooting airsoft.
Well, sure. Like, how much are those rounds? Those things gotta be
So
expensive.
these are about 36 cents a round, 38 cents a round. So like real ammo. So a box of 300 first strikes will run you about $120.
Whoo! Damn.
They used to be $100 for 300, but
Yeah.
prices have gone up.
Jesus.
But yeah, they're fun. They just take no skill. That's the only problem. They take no skill. You just point, shoot, and it'll go where you point it at.
Well,
So they're fun to use in MagFit only games where everybody else is using them.
that's the way
They
a
make
gun
a
is supposed to work.
yeah, and they make a cool whistling sound. They make a cool whistling sound. But
Do
in paintball, round ball takes more skill because round ball is really unpredictable. It goes left,
Right.
right, or well, just like BBs, they're unpredictable and stuff like that.
Yeah, right.
So that's the whole fun in shooting round ball over first strikes or
Mm.
BBs over shape pellets.
Yeah.
It's the whole fun is you have to learn to adjust and everything. It takes more skill. It's like a musket ball versus a bullet.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but it's like it gets boring. It's like, yeah, first strikes are cool, shape rounds are cool. They go where I want them. They make a hissing noise as they pass through. If you miss someone, they make
Yeah.
people duck and hide for cover, and
Oh,
it's
that's
fun
cool.
getting the laughs out. But in the end of the day, skill over everything.
Right.
I rather have the more terrible time trying to figure out where my where my musket balls are gonna go, or
You
BBs
just
or
want to stay
paintballs.
on the trigger and see where they're all going.
Yeah, and it's like I rather see. Okay, I need to go left, or I need to go right, or I need to go up or
Right.
down, or whatever.
Uh-huh. Oh, that's funny.
So it's just
Yeah,
more
that's cool,
fun.
man.
It's more
So-
fun.
How many of those kind of shaped rounds fit into a mag for paintball?
So for paintball, so it depends. If you have the T15, you can get a 10 round, a 20 round, or a 30 round mag. But for my marker, it's 20. 20. Yeah.
Damn. I mean, that's like real steel, bro. That's like you
Mhm.
better count your shots and not run
You
out.
do,
Like,
yeah. Mhm.
Damn. Okay.
That's why I'm really interested in the whole gas blowback, like Vietnam style M16. I watched the one guy, he had one, and it only holds 20 BBs per mag.
Yep.
So I saw him playing this, conserving his ammo, not even emptying his whole mag before he's reloading. I'm like, he's doing the damn thing. He's doing the
Yeah.
damn thing.
Yeah.
And he's reloading when half his mag is empty and stuff like that, saving it, because he only has 20 BBs per mag.
Yeah.
And that's pretty cool to see. He had the whole Vietnam War get up and everything like that too, as well. He's over in a
Yeah.
different country, so I think it was Belgium actually.
Oh, okay.
So they have all the cool airsoft shit in the EU. They do.
Oh, yeah, they do.
They have all the cool shit. I know. I saw the video where Navrich basically turned a paintball gun into an airsoft gun, basically, and he had a whole hopper full of BBs, and he flew out a pro paintballer to play, and he was just going just smacking everybody. And it was like kind of looks like me if I were to be sponsored by Navrich or something like that.
Oh, shit.
It kind of be that looks like me. Like I would get something like that just for the hell of it and bring it to an open play game to see what people with reactions would be.
Well, when I first started talking to people, I would always ask him, like, I was always confused why when they switched, when I saw airsoft, like, why didn't paintball was already around? Paintball was already a thing.
Yeah.
Paintball was already like, we already have this system in place, this air propelled system, right? Like,
Right.
why are you changing it? All you got to do is change what is shooting out of it. Like, just
Right.
keep the same kind of, like, why didn't they just port that over? And
Yeah, it's the same game, I mean, it has to be
Yeah.
separated, obviously, because it's not paintball. You don't want pellets, obviously, being shot at you while you're trying to play a paintball game. But,
yeah.
it's
Right,
similar.
but I mean, like, why
It's
didn't
more-
they just, because the AEGs were like so complicated and breaking, and
Mhm.
people have problems with their fucking bucking and their gears and I'm like, what? Why did they make? What happened? Like, why don't they just make the paintball gun into an airsoft gun? Like, I don't get it. But
That's where Monk Customs and Polar Star or Wolverine come in,
yeah, right.
So all those guys, like I seen Jeremy's tournament build. It feels like a paintball marker. It looks and feels like one. He has that ESG grip with the tank in it. I'm like, this is something I would do. But the way I'm going to build my SSG, because I want to build that into a tournament monster, I'll get AirTag parts, but I'm not going to put an ESG into it. I'll just run a line. I'll just run the line, and I'll just have the drop stock. because
Okay.
I've seen the videos on installing the ESG. You have to have the 7.5-inch wiring harness. You have to finagle stuff. I'm like, I don't want to do that. I already do that with my paintball guns. I already finagle stuff. I don't want to do that. I'll just keep the 18-inch wiring harness, and I'll just keep the drop stock on my SSG-1.
Yeah.
Put an F2 or something in it, or a fusion engine, so I don't have to get this gearbox. I'll just build it around that, really.
Hell yeah. Damn, dude. That's cool. So you're putting so now are you putting more time into airsoft now than you are
Yeah,
paintball?
I played
Kinda...
paintball. I played paintball last week, but it's like I spent so much money, it's like not even fun at that point. I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm like, yeah, paintball is cool. I get to spam the trigger, I get to play speedball, or I get to play MagFed, but it's like I'm really paying $78 for 2 bags of 500. Are you kidding me? I pay $78 for a whole box of paint at Badlands or whatever other park.
Yeah.
And it's like, why am I paying $78 for 2 bags?
Huh.
I get literally this one bottle of BBs cost me $30.
Yep.
It's 3,000 in there, and I bring them to PBX to Airsoft, and I only pay the entry fee. I'm like,
yeah. Yeah, no shit. Now, do you have so what are your plans for your airsoft guns? You said you're going to build tournament style?
Tournament style, yeah, but it's going to be a little different. I'm not going to get an ESG. I'm just going to keep the drop stock and this stock pistol grip,
Now, is there a gun, airsoft gun that you would like to have that you don't have yet?
So I have the SSG-1. I had a VFC Avalon. The one I really want, Atom. The Atom.
What's that?
The Atom is a European marker. It looks like a ESG build.
Yeah.
But it comes like it's a speed soft gun. It's a tournament marker.
Is that the one that
the Atom? Yeah. Oh, I forgot who makes it. Let me just look it up real quick.
Yeah, I'm
Atom airsoft gun. It's the let's see, it's the ProTech.
Okay.
AirTech sells the ProTech Atom. They have the Gen 3 on pre-order right now.
Is that it right there? Okay, so I mean it looks like a pistol with
a
longer barrel.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
Okay.
I'm looking at it on my phone right now, but I have it typed in. It looks like an SSG-1 with ESG on it. That's all it looks like, really.
Right.
That's the one. That's the one.
Okay.
I want to get that. Really, that's the one I'd really get that I don't have right now.
Yeah.
You do have to put the Polar Star in it. You do have to finagle wires through it, but I think there's a spot already on the Gen 3 where you have a window shows your FCU. Kind of like on a paintball marker with the LCD screen shows your settings. You have that with the ProTech Atom. And I can see that if I really wanted to. And that's the nice thing about it.
Yeah, it's such a cool looking basic setup.
And it's
way lighter.
Expensive. And it's expensive too. It's like $800 without the F2, $1,200 if you get the F2 with it.
Really?
And they come in a nice case like a paintball marker too, so
yeah, man.
When I first was looking at airsoft, when I was only playing paintball, I'm like, oh, is there anything like a paintball gun out there?
Right.
Like, it would be so cool if they had something. And then lo and behold, I see one. I get the one guy from France follow me. He's on Alpha Team France. His name is Zeke, right? And he has a Atom, and he has a ESG build or Eurotactics build and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And he's playing on the airball field just like in paintball. I'm like, oh, that's what the hell? I didn't know that there was this part of airsoft out there.
Right.
It looks like they're playing paintball, but they're playing with magazine fed like BB guns and stuff, airsoft guns. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. Maybe I should try it. But then I look at the price of that. I'm like, no, thank you. I'll just stick with paintball and just. That's back before I got into airsoft. I'm like, oh man, that's a lot.
Right.
But now that I think about it, most new paintball markers are around the $500 to $1,000 range these days.
Damn.
So $800 is not that bad, you know.
Dude, let me tell you something. The first time I ever played airsoft, or not airsoft, paintball. Buddies from work were like, "Hey, you got to try this out. This is a cool thing. Whatever we're doing." I was like, "All right." So I didn't have a gun, didn't know where to get one. I stopped on the way to go to the guy's house.
Right.
We played in, his grandparents' 11 acres of woods or whatever.
Right.
And on the way there, I can't remember what store I stopped at. It might have been a Walmart type of store, whatever. Went in there.
Like a big box store, basically. It was
a big box store. And I picked up the cheapest one I could get. And I was like, well, it'll be fine. Picked up whatever I need. I needed to get everything. I had to buy a tank, a little whatever. Actually, this one didn't have a tank. It had CO2.
CO2, yep.
CO2 cartridges. So I bought the box of that, bought the gun. So I get to the field, I get to the guy's house, and there's like 15 of us from work. And it's still in the plastic. So I pull it open. These guys are laughing. They're like, "Bro, that's a pump." I was like, "So? What's the big deal?" They're like, "You have to pump it every time you want to shoot a paintball." I'm like, "Okay." So I'm thinking it's going to be easy. Like just, like
pump is difficult. I've played pump before.
It was
not fun.
It looked kind of like that gun we just looked up. Okay.
Well, with a pump hand on it. With a pump handle.
But it had a foregrip on it, and it was all flimsy as shit because this thing was cheap as fuck. Right. Flimsy as hell. So I go to pump. It doesn't It's
a Brass Eagle pistol. I know which one you're talking about. The Brass Eagle pistol.
Bad.
Yep.
It was
I know which
bad.
one you're talking about.
I mean, I'm breaking balls inside there because I don't pump it right, like all the way or some shit. I'm like, Jesus, bro. But that was my first time playing. Then I got a Tippmann 98, and
those things are bulletproof,
dude. Fucking.
There's one survived the fire. Actually, not gonna lie. So there was a 98 custom in a house that caught on fire, and they found this paintball gun unscathed in a fucking fire. Yeah.
Holy shit!
It was just literally some burn marks on the metal. That's it. It was just wipe it off. I still have whatchamacallit, shit. I have my old school mask. You probably recognize it. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah, let's check it out.
There it is.
There you go.
The JT Pro Flex. Yep.
That's just what I had. Mine was black and green. Yep.
Mine is the whole. That's a $250 build right there. They're worth so much money now, dude.
Jesus, what?
Yeah, look, I literally got appraisal for that guy. That was I'm like, how much do you appraise for my blue creamsicle build? And they're like, oh, 175 to 200 if you sell it together, but you can get more if you part it out. And the guy gave me the breakdown. So my bottoms, just the skirt alone, the orange and white skirt, is going for 150 if I part out. I'm like, that's like, yeah. I got a whole bunch of parts on there. I got IZ parts, I got key parts, I got everything on there. It's all
crazy. Okay.
No new parts on that, and original foam on the mask too, on the frames. Original foam. Yeah. So the original foam that came with the goggle is still on there.
Holy shit. I got to check in one of these closets or in the shed. I think we have, my son got when he got into paintball, he got a Spider.
Oh, Spider Extra or Spider Victor, a Phoenix.
Damn, I don't know, dude.
Was it electronic or was it just mechanical?
Mechanical.
Okay, it's probably an Extra or a Victor or a Victor or something like that.
This was 16 years ago?
Probably an extra. Probably an extra.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I still have my Tippmann 98. And then we actually, when we moved here to South Carolina, we actually looked for a place where we could go play paintball.
Right.
We never ended up finding one. And we never went and played. So I'm sure there's paintball places around here. I haven't looked since then, but
somewhere.
It's
because most parks host airsoft as well as paintball. So you got to find paintball and airsoft.
Yeah, there's like Battle Cats. There's there's a handful of fields around here that these guys have gone to when they started airsofting. I'm sure they do, paintballs close by or something.
Yeah. Right.
But yeah, we had those. We probably still have them somewhere in a case. Who knows? Yep. That's funny. Hell yeah, dude. So, so when's the next time you're playing?
Oh, I'm playing this weekend actually on Sunday. That's why I
Oh
went to
shit.
the. That's why I went to Mirror and I got my BBs and extra battery and stuff like that.
Nice. Okay.
Hmm.
Good deal. Well, dude, it's been great meeting you, man. I'm
Yeah,
really glad
absolutely.
we got to talk.
Hmm.
Hell yeah. Well, tell everybody where they can find you online and find all your cool motorcycle
Instagram.
pics.
Yeah, it's on Instagram. At carbon_compound. That's where it is. That's where you see all the saucy photos, all the airsoft photos that are taken of me by the local photographer at the park. Um,
Nice.
See my photography on there.
For sure.
Occasionally my journeys into sobriety. That I don't really post that type of stuff, but I had to. I had to really be like, hey, this is
Oh,
actually something I struggled with.
yeah, man, of course. Yeah, no. I mean, I know people say like if you have an Instagram for airsoft, just have it for,
I
airsoft
know I
or
do it
just have
for
it
all
for
of it. I have a mix of
I don't,
stuff, and that's why I'm at like almost 5K right now.
yeah. Yeah, it's fine. You got, a lot of different cool stuff going on with
Hmm.
it doesn't have to just be airsoft stuff,
No, it can be paintball,
yeah,
airsoft, bikes, whatever it is.
right. Whatever you're into, man. Well, that's cool. Well, listen, brother, I appreciate you, man,
Yeah,
and you have a good weekend.
I will.
All
Thank
right,
you.
brother.
All
All
right.
right, see ya.